Welcome. This is WYCE's Community Closeup, our weekly public affairs program that we produce in partnership with the Grand Rapids Community Media Center. Community Closeup brings you diverse perspectives from community leaders and organizations here in West Michigan. And this is WYCE station manager Phil Tower in studio in JRTV's studios. To welcome for this episode, Dana Erdley, Executive Director, Fulton Street Market. Also, Anissa Mathias, she is Marketing and Communications Coordinator. And everything we talk about, and then some, will be at fultonstreetmarket.org. Anissa and Dana have prepared me with a lot of talking points. It will be nothing short of a miracle if I can cram them all in. So again, for our viewers and listeners on WYCE, it's fultonstreetmarket.org. The last time you guys were here, it seems like a long time ago. So this is a very overdue catch-up. How are you doing?
We're doing great. We're in the middle of our main season, so it's a very busy time of year, but things are going really well.
And there will be a second season. We're going to talk about that. There's a lot coming up. We're having this conversation with you in late August, and don't forget, it's not like once Labor Day passes, the curtains go down and everything shuts down. GR is a very vibrant town, and the Fulton Street Market is no exception for that. Let's do a quick recap here, looking at the past season so far. I'll start with you, Dana. How's it been? Predictable? Unpredictable? Good? Too early to say.
That's a great question. In terms of weather, we had a lot of curveballs there. We had some late frosts, which impacted some of our favorite crops, unfortunately. Apricots and peaches definitely weren't as strong this season. But overall, in terms of vendor participation and customer participation, we're having an incredible year. We've had a lot of record-breaking days with our farmers. We've seen a lot of people coming back to supporting local and coming back to being curious about where their food's coming from. There's a lot of stories in the news right now about why we should know where our food's coming from. And so we've been grateful to see a lot of customers come out and ask their farmers about their growing practices and try to learn more about how to localize their food.
And a lot about eating, not only eating local, but eating clean. That's a big deal, right? Yeah. And I just am struck by one thing that I don't even know if I have this in my notes. If you're not following Fulton Street Market on social media, you need to be doing that. Even while you're hearing this on the radio, pull up your phone and just start following them on Instagram, Facebook, because you guys do a great job on your social media. Anissa's smiling. It's good. It's good stuff. And it's also a great way to stay up to date on changes because of the weather and other things like that. I know you've been asked this before, but for people who are hearing us talk about Fulton Street Market, maybe they're new to West Michigan or they've lived here a while, never been. What do they not know? What are some of the misconceptions that they should know, and why should they visit you guys? We'll start with that.
I would say one of the biggest things that people, even people who have lived in this town their entire lives, often forget or don't realize is that we're open year round. So like you were saying, even after we hit Labor Day, that does not mean the farmers market shuts down. We are still kicking in the middle of winter during snowstorms, during cold fronts. Lots of our farmers have a lot of long-term storage practices that allow them to keep bringing local, fresh produce to the market all year round, which is something really excited to offer.
Yeah, and people, we just talked about shopping local, the real push to eat clean food. Shopping local is the quintessential place for it to happen at Fulton Street Market, and it has been for a long time.
Yeah, we're really lucky that people can actually, stand right in front of their farmer and ask them questions and get to know the people behind the businesses. It's really a great opportunity not only to learn where your food's coming from, but just to build relationships and ask questions not only of your, produce, but then also of the different food products and hot and prepared foods, all of that good stuff.
Yeah, something I really love to shout out is the fact that a lot of people right now are reading the labels, the ingredient labels on the things that they buy. I think an even better practice to have than reading your ingredient labels is to ask the person who made the jam you're thinking about buying, hey, what's in this?
Yeah.
And they're the ones who made it, earlier that week. And I think that that's a really cool opportunity that Fulton Street presents to people.
And that's something even GPT can do. That's brilliant, Anissa.
There's a lot that happens at Fulton Street that ChatGPT can't touch.
I love that. Well, not only that, it's a personal human thing. It's as direct to consumer as you can get, which I love. And yeah, like you said, was this made would it have nuts in it? My daughter has a nut allergy, or does it have this, or shellfish? I mean, just all the questions you might ask. It's so important. And let's talk about that relationship with the local farmers and growers and those merchants. I'm sure a lot of those people have been with you for quite a while. Some are new. Talk about that process real briefly, Dana, how you vet people who say, hey, I want to be able to sell or get involved at Fulton Street Market. And there are other opportunities. You just had recently in early August, a BIPOC market night, did one of those in June as well. There are all kinds of great things. Stay tuned. We'll talk about those. But talk about that process of connecting with the local farmers, people that you choose to work with to be at the market on different occasions, including Saturdays.
Yeah, so we're really lucky to have many farms that have been with us for decades.
Yeah.
The longest standing farmers, some of them have been with us since 1965. So a long time,
Wow.
long relationships that we've got with them. But we're really lucky also in West Michigan to have a lot of first generation farmers. So that's something when you go to farmers markets across the country, a lot of these markets don't have any farmers anymore. Our old school farmers who've been with us for decades, they're at the retirement age. And so they're looking to get out of farming at this point. And so we're really lucky as a community and to have access to first generation farmers and to have people who are interested in getting involved even though they weren't given their family's land and they don't necessarily have all of those structural supports and knowledge, from their family members. So as an organization, we always prioritize farmers first. So we always support, the farmers that are returning. But if you're a farmer, you have a place at Fulton Street, and then additionally, our prepared and packaged foods. We have a lot of amazing new products. And really, we just look with our vendor committee. We've got an amazing committee of 7 different businesses that help us look at what holes are in the market, what else could we add that would help, diversify our product offerings, those sorts of things. And so we're always looking for new vendors. We're always excited to learn about new products, new things that are coming down, in our community.
Do they just go to fultonstreetmarket.org to learn about that? Because somebody may be listening or watching us, whether it's on YouTube or on GRTV, wondering, hey, how do I get involved? And, you said something that's happening and been happening for the last 20, 30, maybe longer years. The generational change of farms, a lot of farms ending because there's just nobody to take them over. Farmers are an incredibly precious resource. We have labeled animal species is extinct for years. We ought to really celebrate anybody who's trying to do farming at any level. And what I've noticed being at the market is they're very passionate about the goods they produce, whatever they're producing. They want to pull back that curtain a bit so you understand what their goals are, what their struggles are. So they're really wanting to share their stories, aren't they?
Yeah, they work so hard to bring this food to us. And so it's so exciting for us, to see our farmers' eyes light up when they're answering questions of our customers and connecting with one another. A lot of our farms like to partner with one another, on different projects and things like that. And it's very much a community atmosphere where people are looking out and celebrating all of this hard work because it's not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, it is not. That's Dana Eardley, Executive Director for Fulton Street Market. Also, Anissa Matthias is Marketing and Communications Coordinator. So we're talking about what's happening at Fulton Street Market, and toward the last almost quarter of the year, that's kind of scary to say, a night at the market coming up on Thursday, September 17th. This is your biggest fundraiser of the year. You should put a big circle on your calendar and make sure you're there. It's an evening event. What can guests expect during a night at the market?
Yeah, so we've changed the event a little bit this year, actually, to make it feel a little bit more authentic to Fulton Street and what people come expecting at the market. We are partnering 7 of our local farms with 7 local food creators and chefs that you can often find down the market on a Wednesday, Friday, or a Saturday to bring a very lively farm-to-table tasting experience and a street market atmosphere down the stalls. We'll have it from 7 to 9 p.m. You have to come hungry. And we'll be providing food, beverages. Okay. It's a ticketed event. It'll be a good time.
And it's an important fundraiser. Why?
So a lot of people don't know that Fulton Street Market is a 501c3. A lot of people assume because most farmers markets are run through municipalities, they assume that we are a part of the city. And while we do sit on city property, we are our own nonprofit organization.
Yes.
So we really rely on this fundraiser and our monthly giving campaign to ensure that we are able to add the additional programming for our community. So some of the things that our event fundraiser will cover is like our food recovery program. So every week at the end of the market day, we go with a group of volunteers and collect any excess food that's left over. And then we redistribute that for free in the Hartside neighborhood. And so that's a program that we're really proud of. But these programs take a lot of money and a lot of resources and time and volunteers. And so we have that. We also, as an organization, we offer food assistance programming at the market. So if you have a bridge card, you can come and spend that money directly with our farmers. And so we're really proud of that, but that also, costs us a lot of money to run that program and a lot of staff time. So we're just looking to continue to grow and continue to be able to be responsive to the community needs that we're seeing, and having, this revenue is really imperative for that to happen.
The night of the market is Thursday, September 17th. You need to buy tickets. You can do that through fultonstreetmarket.org, but make sure that's on your calendar. And I'm so glad you talked about the food recovery piece, because you guys are touching so many lives in West Michigan at Fulton Street Market. And as you heard Dana say earlier, if you weren't paying attention to the radio or this video on YouTube, it is a 501c3 organization. It is a nonprofit organization. It's not owned by the city of Grand Rapids. It is a nonprofit, and we need to uplift them, and your support is vital to keep them strong for the future. Again, fultonstreetmarket.org for tickets for a night at the market. A couple other things we want to talk about quickly before we run out of time. We're going to pack in this lightning round about 15 things in. Don't worry. Buckle in, we'll get it done. Art at the Market event, September 13th, October 11th. Give us a real quick overview of that, Anissa.
Yeah, Art at the Market is an awesome Sunday event that we run once a month, June through October at Fulton Street, featuring our vibrant artisan community we have in West Michigan. We have about 100 artisans at most of these events. We have free workshops run by our local artisans. We have delicious concessions from our food vendors. It's an overall great time, and I have such a good time getting to know our artisans that we do see here and there throughout the main season, but it's a much better time to get, I think, more intentionally involved with that community. It's a ton of fun every Sunday. We run a lot of markets all year round, but I never get tired of that one.
September 13th, October 11th. Again, you can check their social media for that, and make sure you're following them at Fulton Street Market. Fall Rummage Sale on September 27th. That's also a Sunday, and it's jam-packed from what you guys have told me. Jam-packed rummage sale, and this is just people from the community, including makers, all kinds of things. It's kind of like, oh, wow. You show up and it happens. What are the hours for that real quick?
That event happens from 11 to 4. It feels a little bit like an I Spy book exploded down the market. It's a great time.
I love every minute of it. And that is at Fulton Street Market, fultonstreetmarket.org. Second season's coming up. I've got just a little under 2 minutes. Give me a quick overview. This basically alludes to the fact that you're not closing after all these great events are over. I mean, still things are going to be happening. Real quickly, what's second season, and what should our viewers and listeners know?
Yeah, we are very proud as an organization to be open year-round and to be able to offer our incredible businesses sales opportunities. So every Saturday from 10 to 1 from November through April, we're open. And we have all kinds of different products. We have a lot of produce that is grown with season extension techniques. So you can actually get the sweetest spinach of your life in the middle of February in a snowstorm. We also have lots of meat, cheese, eggs, hard cider, wine, cookies, all kinds of different food products as well. So it's a lot of fun, and it's a really great opportunity to get out and see your neighbors and see your friends. As a Texan, when I moved to Michigan, I realized people really hole up all throughout winter. And so it's really great to have that opportunity to be out and be with people and remember, even though it's frigid, we're all here together, and you can get your hot cocoa and shop and enjoy.
Nothing will warm your heart like a second season event on a Saturday at Fulton Street Market. You guys, we covered a lot of ground. Anything else there that we've already talked about real quickly at fultonstreetmarket.org. Anything else real quickly you wanted to mention? Got about 30 seconds left.
Well, kind of like you opened up with, I highly encourage, if people are active on social media, to follow us. We have been really pushing this year, especially, a lot of storytelling from our vendors, not just farmers, but also our local food creators. And that's made, I think, a pretty powerful impact in our community presence.
Yeah, which you guys are great at. I love it. It comes up on my newsfeed and I was like, oh, this is why I love West Michigan, and I love living here. That is Anissa Mathias, Marketing and Communications Coordinator, Fulton Street Market. Also, Dana Erdley, Executive Director with Fulton Street Market, the dynamic duo, and a lot of other people behind the scenes who make it happen. It is truly magic. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you for having us.
You've been listening and viewing WYCE's Community Closeup, our weekly public affairs program, produced right here inside Studios of Jiro TV at the Grand Rapids Community Media Center. I'm WYCE Station Manager Phil Tower. Thank you for joining us.